Hey guys, what is up? It's Zebruhfy coming at you here with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to optimize your PC for Fortnite in Chapter 2 Season 3. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, if it helps you out in any way, and let me know in the comments if this tutorial helps you gain FPS, lower your input delay, or ping in any way. So basically what you want to do first is you want to find the pack that I have located in the description. There will be a link. You're going to want to download that through file dropper and then extract it onto your desktop. And so when you extract it onto your desktop, you should get this right here. So you're first going to want to open this up. Also, credit to Directx. A lot of these optimizations are from him, some of them are my own, but basically I put them all together in one video so to help you guys out so that it's a lot simpler and a lot faster. So what you're going to want to do first is what I recommend before even touching any of this is you're going to want to go down into the bottom left and you're going to want to find you're going to want to check for updates, for Windows updates. So just hit check for update real quick, and I'm up to date, but if you have any updates you're going to want to install these all first, because when you install Windows updates it'll actually revert a lot of the settings that you have saved on your PC. So it's good to do this before we do this, because it will make sure that all of these settings, all these files are actually applied onto your PC freshly and that they will work. Alright, so first we're going to hop into the registry optimizations. So you're just going to want to basically click through these. I'll explain what they do a little bit. So this will optimize your CPU and your GPU to basically higher priority for them. So you just want to go through these two quick. Now, a lot of people play Fortnite on high priority because that's what a lot of people have recommended, but it actually is a cause for your game crashing a lot and being less stable. So if you revert it back to normal here, you may already be on normal, but either way I'd just apply this to make sure. So you may get a little bit less FPS, but your game will be 100% more stable. I would highly recommend putting it back to normal if you had it on high. And this is higher GPU priority for Fortnite, self-explanatory. Now these two, I have mine disabled, so basically when you disable this multimedia thing, it'll make Fortnite prioritize more, but it will give you less FPS basically, just a slightly less FPS, probably 10 to 15 less FPS, which is about 4% for most of you. If you're getting less FPS, it won't be that much. But I'd recommend disabling this if you are competitive. If you play this game competitively, definitely disable this, because it gives you lower input delay. So I play with mine disabled, but you can also test it out if you want to re-enable it. Get your FPS back, it's right here. Now this is just power optimizations. Okay, so we're gonna go back into the folder now. So right here, MSI mode utility v2, you want to run this as administrator right here. So you're gonna get this list of files. So if your GPU, you want to find your GPU. So right here I have a Nvidia Geforce GTX 1060 6GB, so that would be my GPU. Yours is probably gonna be different, but what you want to do here is you want to make sure it says MSI, supported modes, line-based MSI. If it says MSI in here, what you want to do is check this box. So check this box, and then you want to type 0 right here, and then hit apply just to make sure that it's refreshing. And oh shoot, I forgot, also you want to set it to high priority, high interrupt priority, so that will prioritize your GPU over all the other things that have lower priorities, which all mine are set to high already. But also Ethernet connection, wireless connection, whatever you're using, you want to find your adapter as well and set that to high. You also want to do the same thing with the limit, and then you want to click apply. Then after you hit apply, you want to exit out of this application. Now here's an application that I like to use. This is a little bit it could stress your CPU more. It could give you higher temperatures, so you're gonna want to make sure that you have the cooling. Now this isn't overclocking your CPU, it just maximizes it to make sure you're getting the full potential that your CPU can get. So you're gonna want to extract this file here, and you're gonna want to run it, and once it opens up, it should be like this. Now, a quick step before we can set up the system power plan, I actually forgot about this. There will be a command in the description that you will have to run. So basically, you will open up CMD, run as administrator. Now you're gonna want to copy and paste the file in the description and hit enter, which this isn't the file, this is just the, I don't have it, but it will be in the description for you guys. So you're gonna want to copy and paste, hit enter, and then it should give you like a GUID, ultimate performance power plan. And then you'll X that out. You want to search up power in the bottom left in your Windows. You're going to go to power and sleep settings. Now you can scroll down, additional power settings. Now what you want to do here is you want to click show additional plans, and you want to select ultimate performance. So mine's already selected, but once you have ultimate performance, you can change selected plans. So you can set when your monitors will turn off, your displays, your monitors. So you can set that. I have mine at 15 minutes, and then put the computer to sleep. I'd recommend this on never, because it could just, you probably don't want your computer to turn off, but I just like the monitors turning off. So then you exit out after you make sure that you have that saved. You exit out, and then we're done with that part. So now what you want to do is go into quick CPU again, and once you have quick CPU open, you want to set system power plan to your ultimate performance as seen here. So you can see info about your settings, your CPU temperature, your CPU speed. So none of this, you want to set all these up to 100% if they're not already. And once you do that, hit apply, changes successfully applied. And then what you want to do is hit advanced CPU settings. You don't want to mess with any of this stuff. You want to switch to speed shift. Now what you can do here, what I like to do is set the minimum to your base CPU clock. So your base CPU clock will be able to be found if you go to your task manager, if you go to performance. So right click on the taskbar, task manager, you will be in processes. You want to switch over to performance, you should hop on your CPU. Now you should be able to see your CPU name, and then it should say the amount that it's running, that its base clock. So 3.6 is my CPU's base clock. So what you can do here is you can choose what the minimum and maximums are going to be. So I just set mine to 3.6 because that's the base clock, so I don't want it running under the base clock. And then I set the maximum to 4.9, which is my maximum possible. And then your desired performance, you could set it to the max, but I would not recommend that, because that means like while you're watching YouTube videos, while you're browsing the internet, while you're doing anything, your PC is going to be running at max speed, which you do not want, because it's going to be hotter, it's going to be stressing your CPU more. It's not going to be good for your CPU. So I'm going to set that to auto. I'd also recommend you doing the same. Unless you're trying to underclock, then you could just set it to like 3.6 if your CPU gets super hot or something. And energy performance, you want this set to max performance. Now you're going to hit apply, you're going to hit close, you're going to close this as well. Okay, so now you want to go back, you want to go into the third folder. So what this is going to do is it's going to be disabling power savings for your USB ports. So this won't hurt anything right here, you just want to run these two files real quick. Once you do this, you can read this as this is a warning for the high des BF thingy. So basically this can disable, or this can make your mouse or your keyboard stop working. So be careful doing this, but there is a way to fix it if you read this before you do the optimization. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it will lower input delay. So you're gonna want to go in here. You're gonna want to select all. And once you select all, you should see all these. You want to click on each of these individually. You want to check filter on this device, and go to the next one, filter on device, next one, filter on device, next, and etc. So what you want to do after that, you want to find your mouse. So mine is HID compliant mouse, HID keyboard device compliant, blah blah blah. So if you know which one your mouse is, which you should be able to tell from either the names, or you could also unplug stuff from your PC until it's just your mouse, and then you'll see your mouse in here. Then you'll have to reapply old stuff. So basically, once you find your mouse, you want to click on it. You want to make sure filter on this device is checked. You want to set it to 1000, selected rate 1000. And once you do that for your mouses, blah, whatever, you want to exit out. You're done with that. Now we can go back. You want to go to your GPU settings next. So number 1 is just a screenshot of the desired settings, but what I recommend doing is you just want to run this folder as administrator. Once you run this folder, you're just going to click apply changes. Once you click apply changes, it will apply all these settings automatically for you, so you don't need this if you do this. So if you do the Nvidia profile inspector, it will apply everything for you. But if you need to do it manually for some reason, you can see all these settings here. This will be perfectly fine. This will work for you. If this does not, and if you don't have an Nvidia GPU, these settings will not work for you. So only if you have an Nvidia GPU, do this. Now step 5. This is ping. I have a lot of ping optimization set up for you guys. So what I totally recommend this before doing any of these optimizations in this folder, because it will completely increase your success rate overall, is a full network reset. So basically, you can read this text file. You will go into CMD, run as administrator. Now you want to copy all these. Now once you copy all these, you just paste it in here, and it does all that. So you want to copy and paste that in there, and once you do that, you're gonna want to go in here. Now keep in mind, before you do any of this, this is completely optional. This is not required. It will probably better the results, because it will make sure that everything is completely reset and normal before all of this happens. If you've tweaked stuff in the past, I would recommend doing this. So you hit reset now, it'll restart your PC, and it'll uninstall and reinstall your network adapter. So it'll basically just make sure that your network adapter is up to date and that everything is at the default settings, which we will be tweaking. So another thing I'd recommend to do before doing this is also right click on the Windows icon, go up to Device Manager. Once you're in Device Manager, you want to find network adapters. Now once you find network adapters, as seen here, pop this open, right click on whichever one yours is. So you will have either Intel, Realtek, or Killer internet drivers. So I have Intel. So whichever you are using, Ethernet, wireless, find which one you are using, right click, update driver. Now what you want to do is search automatically for drivers. So basically if it says here you're up to date, then you're showing, but if you're not up to date, do the update. And if you think you're up to date, or you just want to make sure, what you can do is you can go to their website. I will also link these, and you can download the adapters manually, and then you can browse your computer for drivers. You can browse and find where you put the file and manually select the file, and that'll help you out to make sure that you are fully updated. Now once you're fully updated, if you've done the reset network adapter, if you wanted to, we can move on with these next steps. So what you're going to want to do is clear the DNS cache. Most people don't really use a different DNS, but this just resets it, and this will make sure that your PC is running at the default DNS. Now this will disable some more stuff. This actually gives you lower input delay and lower ping. So disable network power savings. How we're gonna do that is we are actually going to type in network, and then control panel will pop up, or you can just type control panel. So once you're in control panel, you want to go to network and internet, network and sharing center. You want to click on your desired connection, whatever you are using. Go to your Ethernet. Now we're gonna go to properties. And then once you go to properties, we're gonna go to configure. Now once we're in configure, you wanna go to power management. and you want to untick whatever box is in here. Allow the computer to turn this device off to save power. Untick that. Now we're going to go to advanced. Okay, so these settings are mildly important. You don't want to change the wrong ones, so just follow through. You will not have all the same settings as me most likely, but you will have a lot of the same settings as me. So if you don't have the setting, or if you have an extra setting, or if I don't have one of the ones you have, just leave it alone, don't touch it, just copy what I'm showing you. So adaptive, disabled, energy efficient Ethernet, make sure this is off, flow control disabled, leave this to auto detect if you have this. Interrupt moderation disabled, interrupt moderation rate off. Make sure everything that says offload, checksum offload, make sure those are all disabled. So like anything with offload in the name, disable it. Jumbo packet is also going to be disabled. Legacy switch compatible mode disabled. Not present, disabled. Maximum number of RSSQs, so you will probably have 1 to 4. So you're going to want to drop this down, and whatever the maximum number you can have, make sure you hit OK. Select the highest number possible, because it will just make your traffic less. And it makes your internet adapter more efficient. So you're going to want to select the top one, and then that's good. Packet priority in VLAN. You want to make sure packet priority in VLAN is disabled. Disabled. You want to set receive buffers and receive side scaling. No, you want to set receive buffers and transmit buffers both to the lowest number possible. So you probably won't be able to get 8 in there just because I've like tweaked this through the registry. So this is a custom number. But you probably won't be able to get 8. What I recommend is setting both of these to the lowest number, the lowest value possible, most likely counting by 8s. So once you do that, that'll just make sure that your internet adapter is sending packets as fast as possible. So none will be lost if it's a lower value. If you set it to a higher value, you lose packets. Lower value, you keep all your packets, lower ping. Receive side scaling enabled. Reduce power on down. Now this one won't really matter because you read it. Power down, you're not using your PC, so you can disable this, I'd recommend, but enabled won't really make a difference. Disabled. Speed and duplex, you want to drop this down. Now a lot of people like to keep this to auto negotiation, which you can if you really want to. It will work on audio negotiation, pretty much the same, but you want to drop this down. You want to find the highest number possible, so if it's 100 megabytes per second, click on 100 megabytes per second full duplex. If you have 1 gigabyte per second, click on 1 gigabyte per second full duplex. But you don't want to click half duplex, you want it to be full duplex. So whatever your highest is with full duplex, select that. Mine is 1 gigabyte. System idle power disabled. 8, as I talked about before, lowest as possible. Disabled. Wait for link, you want to have off. And these last 3 you also want to have disabled. So that will basically optimize our internet adapter. Now you want to exit out of that. Now you want to go to disable extras. This will just disable 3 extra things that you really don't need on your PC for your internet. Now this is some ping tweaks. You just want to run this really quick. Actually, you want to run this as an administrator so it fully works. You just want to let it go through all these commands really quick. Now you want to disable delivery optimization. Okay. Disable Nagos algorithm. Okay. You just want to go through and run all of these tweaks, hit yes, and then okay. Now you want to go back into the original folder, go into the input delay. Now what I have for input delay here is time resolution. You're going to want to extract this file. You're going to want to open it up. So basically, AtomX, a lot of ping tweakers, a lot of PC tweakers, optimizers like to use an application called ISLC, which I don't like that application just because it runs in the background a lot, and that's not why I don't like it. It's more complicated. This one you just open up, press a button, and you're good to go. ISLC will not make that much of a difference for your PC. It may do a little bit more than timer resolution, but timer resolution is one that we are all familiar with. that we all know how to use, and it's just a click of a button. Bam, you want to hit maximum to lower your timer resolution to about half as much as what it was before, and then you want to leave that open, minimize it while you're playing your games, like while you're playing Fortnite or whatever. Then when you are done, what you want to do is you want to open it back up, you want to click default, and then you can hit close. Bam, simple as that. So I just have mine pinned to my taskbar, I open it up whenever I play, and I'm chilling. Now we're almost to the end. We want to run adware cleaner 8.06. What this does is make sure that you don't have any adware on your computer, and it's 100% good to go. And so you just want to hit scan now. It'll do a really quick scan. This usually doesn't take that long. So mine is almost done already. It'll just show you guys how it goes quick. So it's gonna take not that long. So I had nothing detected, so I'm gonna hit skip basic repair, but if you have something detected, you're gonna want to click run basic repair, and it'll remove whatever is on your PC that's a threat, and then it'll run, and that'll reset some settings, and then you'll be good to go. Then you want to update Directx. This is basically the encoder that Fortnite runs on. Directx, DirectX 11, DirectX 12 are the two that we are familiar with. So you want to accept this. Next, you want to uncheck install bingvar. Please uncheck that. You do not want that on your computer. It's not a threat. It's just annoying and it's unnecessary. So uncheck that. Hit next. Now it's gonna say installing components. It's gonna check for your updates on your DirectX. So this could be a reason that Fortnite is crashing a lot. So mine did not find anything. So it says it's already installed. So now you just hit finish. So now we're done with this. We're gonna want to type in performance, and it'll come up with adjust the appearance and performance of Windows. So you want to hit this. You want to select custom. And once you select custom, what I like to do is smooth edges of screen fonts and show thumbnails instead of icons. Then you hit apply, okay. Now this will basically just make your everything look a little bit more choppy, a little bit more smooth and fast. And another quick thing that I forgot to mention, guys, is if you're using Geforce Experience, you're gonna want to open up Geforce Experience real quick. If you do not have this, definitely download it. If you have an Nvidia graphics card, definitely download this. So what you're gonna want to do in here, once you're in here, you're gonna want to go to drivers, just quick hit check for updates, it'll check. And if it says you've already got the newest one, you're chilling, you don't need to do anything. But I would recommend to check this at least once a month, maybe even once a week, is what I do. And you want to go in here, just check for updates, and download whatever's in here. If there's nothing to download, you're good. And that'll make sure that everything is up and running. So you want to go to your home tab after you've checked. You want to hit details on Fortnite, and you do not want to click optimize. You do not want to do that. That will set it to high settings for whatever you have. That will set everything super high. So what you want to do is you want to hit the wrench, and it'll pull this up. Want to drag it all the way to performance, not optimal. You want to drag it all the way to the left to performance, and set your resolution to whatever your desired resolution is. You want to set it to full screen, and then you want to hit apply. Now what you want to do is, you're good with this, what you want to do is you want to hit settings. You want to make sure that your in-game overlay is disabled. This will give you a lot less input delay, but if you record clips, you should probably keep it on if you use this to record clips. I just like it disabled because it lowers your input delay, makes everything super responsive, and it also takes up less background resources because it's not constantly recording your screen the whole time you're playing. Now we're just going to do a few simple tweaks within the Nvidia control panel. So if you have AMD, you're not going to need to know this part, but I'm just going to want to do a few simple tweaks in the Nvidia control panel. So you want to go to manage 3D settings. No, you want to go to adjust image settings preview. Make sure you do use the advanced 3D image settings. Make sure you have that checked. Don't use this scroll bar. Now go to manage 3D settings. All this is good. Now you want to go to change resolution. Don't worry about anything else. You want to find your primary monitor. So for me it's this Dell AW. You want to find your primary monitor. You want to hit customize. You want to hit enable resolutions not exposed by this display. Now you want to hit create custom resolution. So whatever resolution you use in game, yours will probably be 1920 by 1080. I'd actually recommend using 1600 by 900 just because this will actually, believe it or not, give you a lot more, like I'm talking like 10 to 15% more FPS, and it may look a little bit worse, but you're actually only missing out on about 1,000 pixels while downgrading to this resolution. So by like in no time you will not even realize the difference and it'll be a lot better. So I totally recommend switching to this. I switched from 1920 by 1080, my game runs a lot smoother, I get a lot more frames and it's a lot more stable. But you totally don't have to. You can chill on 1920 by 1080. So whatever your refresh rate is, you want to take your refresh rate on your monitor and subtract it from 3 here. Basically this will just make it more stable, not capping at 240, 237, 144 to 141. So it just stabilizes it. So if you have 240 Hz, do 237, 144 Hz, do 141, 165 Hz, 162, etc. So just subtract 3 from your number. Now you want to hit test, and then you want to hit OK. A window should pop up asking you if you want to keep it, then you hit OK. Then once you're done with that, you want to scroll all the way up in this little area. You want to scroll all the way up. You want to find your new custom, and you want to hit apply. Now it will say your desktop configuration has changed. Would you like to keep these? Hit yes. And that's about it for this part. I just want to thank you guys all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and let me know. I will make future tutorials like this. I actually really enjoyed making this. You can also reach out to me anywhere. If you need help doing this, I can actually help you do this if you just let me know. So anyway guys, it's been Zebruhfy here, and thank you all for watching the tutorial. I hope let me know if this increases your FPS, reduces input delay, ping, anything like that. Let me know if this helped you guys out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.